So boys and girls, when I was a little girl and I saw this artwork here, I went, ew, creepy, that's so weird. And a lot of people have that reaction. And a lot of times when something is different, maybe a food you haven't seen before, or maybe a style of clothing you haven't seen before, a lot of times our reaction is to say, ew. Instead, what we should be doing is, tell me more. Because it could just be that when you learn more about it, that you're going to end up liking it. For example, with this, your first reaction might be that you don't like it. But I want for you to know what Pablo Picasso was trying to do. He was not trying to draw a picture of a lady where she really looked like what she looked like. What he was trying to do was to show us how she was feeling. Now look here. She's wearing this amazing hat. She's got this background here that kind of looks like she's somewhere pretty. Her hair, amazing, right? She's got all these beautiful, colorful highlights. But then we have this. Talk to me about when you see this, what hints Picasso is giving by the way he painted it of maybe how she feels. Huh?
She's about to cry.
What's making you think that she's feeling that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about her mouth? Say it nice and loud.
She's putting her fingers in her mouth.
Okay, she almost looks like she's biting on her fingers. Gabby.
Kind of that thing that she's holding, it looks kind of like a tissue and kind of that like tear. Kind of like a tear. And like her face looks all frightened and scared. So scared that she's about to cry.
I believe this too. I already called on you. Yes, sir.
She looks, I was going to say what Pia said.
Well, what? Just explain to me though.
She looks,
What in the painting is making you think that?
She looks like her eyes are watery and...
Some kids even thought she looked like she was crying like shards of glass, you know, which wouldn't be true, but like the pain was that severe. Max?
It looks like she's in this type of position that makes her very scared. And it does look like she's crying because it looks like the white part of that looks like that's all tears.
I had a little girl say it almost looks like maybe she's shivering, like that, or it almost looks like a skeleton, right?
I know.
Yes.
I feel like she's like crying, but like she's also like very, very, very like cold and like like.
His goal is not for you to see what she really looks like. Doesn't really matter. What he wants us to see is her emotions, and that's why this is called the Weeping Woman. Now, I want to show you something else. Picasso didn't want to just show emotions. He also wanted to be able to show a person from multiple views. Now, we need to know our terminology. This is the front of my face, and this is the side of my face that we call like the profile, the side view. And a lot of times when someone like Pablo Picasso says, well, I want to be able to paint the front of the face and the side of the face at the same time, teachers are going to go, Pablo, I'm so sorry. You have to choose one or the other. You can't do both. Why? Right? Don't always kids do that. Why can't I? Because it's impossible. You can't do the front of the face and the side of the face. But Pablo was the kind of guy who was going to figure out a way. Let me show you this, for example. So right here we have this painting. We can see the front of her face, meaning that we see an eye and an eye, a nose, a mouth, an eyebrow, an ear. She's got her hand there. We are seeing the front, in kind of Picasso style, of her face. But let me show you Picasso vision. What he would have done is imagine how he could do the side of the face at the same time. You see it?
Yes.
So cool. Let me show you again. We can see the front of the face, and we can see the side of the face. Now, I cut this out for you so you can see it, but I even can sometimes do it just with my hand, and I'll bet you even from where you're sitting, you can maybe close one eye and do your hand, and kind of figure out
I love
how you
it.
can cut off part of it to find the side of the face. And I'll bet you guys are so smart that you've already used Picasso Vision on the rest of these already, you little smarty pantsies. Because as a girl said to me yesterday, once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? So right here, we can see this lady, she's just hanging out. We can see the front of her face, 2 eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, she's fantastic. But look here. If I go like this, we can also see what's called her profile, the side of her face. Do you see that? Now, this one is interesting. This one's looking straight back at Eden, right, just right to the back row. And so we can see the front of the face, but look here. If I do this, he's looking over at Sebastian. And some of you might even have such good Picasso vision that you can kind of imagine how he's looking at me a little bit. Do you see how the nose is coming this direction? Sebastian, you can come back, okay? Now, let's look at this one. This girl is exhausted. She just had the most stressful day. But here she is relaxing. We can see 2 eyes, her lips, her hair falling across her hair. But her shoulder, but look here. You can also see the profile, the side of her face. This one is probably too easy for you now, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, this is no problem. Right, if I cover that up, or I'll even make it easier for you, we can see it like that. And lastly, we have this one here, where we see this, and this is in a very Cubist style. And we can see that 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 beautiful ears, kind of like a samurai kind of man bun going on there, and a plate with pears and peaches back there. And yet, what is he truly looking at with his profile? There, we see it there. So boys and girls, today we are going to actually be drawing a Cubist face just like this. And so I'm going to be starting that video right now.